What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the ClearCryptos educational channel. My name is T Hobbs from the Crypto Shop, and of course, you know I got my man Jay Seals with me. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. Listen, guys, today on the channel, we are going to be discussing something that is very, very important in regards to technical analysis. It's not a full technical analysis video. These are just some things that I think that you should be looking for in regards to your trading. Now, this is not financial advice. However, these are our thoughts on reading technical analysis chart. The topic we're going to be discussing today is going to be identifying a trend. The reason why this is important is because sometimes when you get into trading, it's important to identify whether a chart is on an uptrend or a downtrend, experiencing a retracement or experiencing a reversal. That's important because you can get into a trade literally at the top of an uptrend or in the start of a downtrend or a reversal, and you have no idea kind of what you're getting yourself into, and next thing you know, you're down a ton of money. Identifying a trend can help you in that situation because it can help you identify sometimes when you're going up or when you're going down, when you're retracing and when you're reversing. And today, myself and Justin are going to try to discuss those factors with you so that you get a clear idea, no pun intended, on how to recognize those trends.
Yeah, and just remember, guys, before we get into it, the trend is your friend.
That's right. Trade with the chart, not your heart. All right, here we go. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to be looking at the Bitcoin chart. And as you can see in the background, this little watermark back here, it tells you that it's the BTC USD chart, and it's the one-day chart. I'm using the one-day chart because when you look back on trends, it's very, very easy to find uptrends or downtrends on the one-day chart. You can use this method on the 4-hour, the 1 hour. I wouldn't suggest it any lower than that for a stock or a crypto that has this much volatility in it. Just my opinion. Now, things that you're looking for in this particular chart is you're looking for what we like to call higher highs, higher lows. That's the first thing you want to kind of identify. What does that mean? That means that as this trend, and I'll use this trend line here just because it's easy to illustrate right here. So as this chart continues to rise up, right, all the way up through here, right, as it continues to rise up, the candle bars go up and then they kind of flatten out, and then the next set of candle bars step up even higher, meaning this high point is, or this high point, or this high point, or this high point is higher than this high point, right? And then you look for what's called a retracement. Retracements being the crypto or the asset that you're trading hits a wall and it starts to retrace, meaning the price starts to come down, but it doesn't fully come down. As you can see here, we had a small retracement on this day. We came down to about the 47,000 level, but we continued the uptrend. Up. We got all the way to 55,000. We retraced, not reversed. We retraced to 53,000. Now, this lower low is much lower or much higher than 49,000. 49,000 is higher than 53, or 53,000 is higher than 49,000, which is the definition of a higher low. 48,000 is lower than 55,000. So 55,000 would be your higher high. Now, what you want to look at is does that continue? You have a retracement here, and then we continued up. 57,000 is higher than 55,000. You had another retracement, and then we continued up. 61,000 is higher than 57,000, and so on and so forth. Now, as you continue up, you'll see that we continue on that uptrend, continuing that uptrend. Now, good places to get in, entry levels. You want to enter on the retracements. You want to make sure it's a retracement by verifying that next candle continues to move up with the uptrend and it doesn't break this trend line right here. All I did was go from point to point, and you see how we never broke this trend line. I should probably change it to a different color. There we go. This yellow line here, we never broke below this trend line, and we continued to go up this trend line. Therefore, we are on a continued uptrend pattern. Now, that's all I got for retracements and uptrends, and I'll pass it to Justin so he can go into reversals and downtrends.
Okay, thanks, T Hobbs. I appreciate it. So now we're going to go into downtrends. We're going to use the same chart, the BTC 1-day chart, and we're going to start up here at 63,000 on April 14th of 2021. So you can see we're at the very peak, the very top of this last run that we went on, and we hit a reversal to the downside, and we came down and we made a low right here, and we made a high. All right, so this is our high, this is our low. We continued and came back up, and we made a lower high from our previous high. So when we're looking at downtrends, we're looking for lower highs and lower lows. So our first high was lower than our second high. We continued down and we made a lower low. It's pretty close, but still a lower low here. And then we came back up. We made a lower high. So we quickly came back up and made a lower high from here, came back down, and then we started to kind of consolidate, which we're going to get into. However, we were still making lower lows and lower highs. This point right here, we got a little bit lower here. Our high right here, we got a little bit lower here. Now we came here and we made another lower low. And here is where we made a higher high than here. However, it was a false higher high. So what I want you guys to understand is that just because we make a higher high than here doesn't mean we're necessarily back into an uptrend. So it's not always going to be perfect. So you kind of have to wait, and you can see that we continued to dump and we made a lower low and then a lower high. So we were still in our downtrend, even though we made a higher high here. Now we finally came down and made our lowest low right here, and then we reversed to the upside. Okay. And how do we tell there's going to be a reversal? Well, there's two ways that I like to use. There are others, but these are just the two easiest ways that I think that you can find the quote unquote bottom of a trend. So one way is chart patterns. So you can look for double bottoms, or if you're looking for a reversal to the downside, you can use double tops. Those are two of my favorites, which we're going to get into chart patterns in another video, and also candlestick formations, which is another way that you can tell a reversal. So in this case, I would use the candlestick formation. If you look over here, this is considered an engulfing green candle, right? Meaning that this body engulfed the body of our red candle. So this would be a bullish sign to me, especially on the day chart. And as you can see, after we engulfed, we completely took off. So that's how I like to identify reversals. Like I said, there's tons of different ways to identify them, but you got to find out what works for you. What works for me are chart patterns and candlestick patterns. So that's what I use to spot a reversal in trend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. And then last but not least, something that everybody's probably familiar with over the last few weeks is consolidation, right? How do you recognize consolidation patterns? Well, basically the opposite of everything we just told you. You don't really get trends in a consolidation. Instead, you get literally stagnant movement over multiple days. In charts that have this much volume, it's best to have long periods of consolidation, because those periods establish what's called support levels. Again, we'll get into support, resistances, and chart patterns on a different date. However, what you need to know for consolidation is that you see how we consistently stay in this same zone right here. All we do here, let me go ahead and get a box going. That'll probably make it a little bit easier. There we go. Now, you see how we, let me delete this. Now, all right. Now, you see how we go into this pattern right here, this green box right here? The only thing we've been doing is literally trading for days into this complete zone, bouncing off this red line here, which is a previous support level that I had. The only thing we did was go up a little bit, come down, up a little bit, come down for days and days over time. Consolidation is the definition of stagnation on a chart. What you want to see is that the chart is standing still and it's not moving much in either direction. It's not moving much to the upside, and it's not moving up to the downside much. The way that you can kind of tell that is you can zoom out, which is probably the best way. Zoom out and just kind of look for levels or patterns in the chart, such as this one, such as this one, where the chart just kind of leveled out. This can be considered consolidation, but it also has some chart patterns in it as well. It's a little more choppy than I like to view, but this right here and this right here is a perfect view of what consolidation is. And Justin, if you want to elaborate on that, you can.
Yeah, so consolidation, I personally love consolidation. I love consolidating periods because they mean that the market is in agreement, right? So for 3 weeks on BTC, give or take, the market perfectly agreed with the price. Now, what that also tells me is that there's going to be a big move either to the upside or downside. We don't know because we can't predict those things. We just have to go along with what happens in the moment. But I can tell you that when we consolidate, there's going to be a big move that happens after the consolidation. And as you can see, on 2 occasions, we consolidated and we had big moves to the downside. So that's also using the trend as well because we were already in a downtrend. So if we consolidate, we know that there's maybe more of a likelihood that a downtrend will continue after consolidation, and same thing for an uptrend. So consolidating periods are very important periods. It gives the market time to cool off. It also allows for price to be in agreement. So buyers and sellers agree on price. And then we look for the market to make its next move, whatever that move may be.
Yep. And that's pretty much it for recognizing a trend. Guys, again, we will be releasing more and more videos covering technical analysis, covering pretty much everything that we think is important for working your way through this crypto atmosphere. This has been another educational video on the ClearCryptos channel. Again, my name is T. Hobbs. That guy up there is Justin Seals, and we will catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace. So here we go. We got a green candle right here. Green candles, we're going to go back. Green candles close at the top and open at the bottom. So that means this green candle right here, again, closed at the top. So this green candle opened at 37,746.97 cents. It closed at 39,682 cents and 67 or $682.67. How can you figure that out if you don't know that? Now, I'm on May 4th, as you can see down here, 2022. All you got to do, if you don't know the answer to that, all you got to do is put your cursor on your candle and look right here. All of the information you need is right here at the top. So if you can see the numbers at the top, I'm trying to get right on top of it. There we go. The numbers at the top are green. It has an O, an H, an L, a C, all at the top, and then it has the percentage change, right? So open at 37,735.35 cents. The high point, meaning the high wick, the highest amount, just right here, the high point right here, the H, was 40,050.19 cents. The low point, which is this wick down here, right, is right on the L in green where it says, I'm just going to go up here because it's really hard to kind of keep the cursor. There we go. There we go. So the L says 37,665.46 cents. The close was 39,685. And then and then we already went over the open, and the change in that candle period that day was up 5.18%. That is the easiest way to skip the line. Knowing this information is always great. However, if you want to skip the line, you just want to know what happened in that time frame. TradingView does a really good job highlighting all of this information here for the open, the high point, the low point, and the close. A lot of people won't tell you that, but here at ClearCryptos, we're here to educate you on all the information as well as we can. That being said, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of ClearCryptos Education. I hope that candle formations and how they can work for you will be helpful in your trading journey. That being said, my name is T. Hobbs from the Crypto Shop. That guy is Jay Seals. And this is another episode of ClearCryptos, and we'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.